Hi Pisces, welcome to your love reading for January 2018. This is Elizabeth from channeledguidance.com. So we're going to be doing a love reading for you for January, but we're also going to continue with a love reading for you for the entire year of 2018. We're going to do that with a different deck, and if you would like a private reading, you can get one at channeledguidance.com. Today, December 16th, is actually the last day that you can get a reading with a wait time of 1 to 7 days. Tomorrow, the wait time changes to 3 weeks because of the holidays, and I have been announcing this over and over on my website. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. This is for confirmation, but we're going to get 9 cards from this deck first. This is a love reading for the sign of Pisces for January 2018. The first card you have is a 3 of Wands. Love reading for Pisces for January 2018. The 7 of Swords. Love reading for Pisces for January. King of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Pisces. Knight of Swords. 9 of Cups. Princess of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Pisces for January 2018. The 8 of Cups. Love reading for Pisces for January. The Tower. And the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so what's the most important message that Pisces needs to hear for January 2018? And you have the Death card. So this is a significant event in your love life. This can be if you're single, that you're getting married. If you're already married, this can be that there's a total transformation of your relationship. This also means some type of ending, like finding an end to the arguments or the instability, coming and going. This just means a huge transformation in your love life. We will come back to this card to see how it ties in with the rest of the reading. But first, let's start off with the top row. You have the 3 of Wands, the 7 of Swords, and the King of Wands. And I feel here, you know, that there is someone here who is a fire sign. So Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And, you know, with seeing the 3 of Wands there, I feel like someone is hoping for a relationship with this person. This is either someone that you're kind of admiring, like from a distance, like you would really like to be with this person. There could even be some jealousy, because I mean, you have the 7 of Swords. There can be some jealousy that you see this person with another person, with another, you know, in another relationship or even a marriage. And it may not, it could be a fire sign, because I mean, it is the Wands, which represents fire, but it could also be their moon or rising sign, or they could just be in that energy. This is someone who's very self-confident, outgoing, cheerful, enthusiastic. I just see you like wanting to be with this person, like hoping like to get a chance with them. But there could also be some jealousy as far as this person maybe being involved with someone else. Now, if you're already coupled, this can represent either you or your partner. I just feel like someone is hoping and waiting for this person. You could be waiting for them to come around and, you know, want to commit to you or stay in the relationship. You could be waiting to meet this person if you're completely single. And I feel like you're trying to stay optimistic with the 3 of Wands. I feel like you're waiting, you're willing to wait for this person, whoever this person is. You're willing to wait to either get them back or to wait for marriage. You're just willing to wait, and you're staying very optimistic. But I feel like this really stands out as like jealousy. You may even be seeing that someone that, you know, that you love is communicating with someone else. There could be, you know, some jealousy there. It may not be anything significant. I'm just looking at the other cards. I mean, this is a general reading, so it's hard to say, but it feels like you could just be a little bit jealous of maybe who your partner is communicating with. That's just one thing that it just comes through loud and clear. But this also could represent someone kind of meddling in your business, where maybe you're trying to stay optimistic about somebody coming back to you, and maybe like a friend or family member is telling you that's never going to happen, move on. I mean, the 7 of Swords is the slander card, so there can be somebody talking in a negative way about you or your partner, your relationship, or your marriage. Now the second row here, you have the Knight of Swords, the 9 of Cups, the Princess of Swords. So there's a strong energy here of like an air sign. So that would be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So for some of you, this is who you want, because you do have the Nine of Cups there, the wish card. You're wishing to be with this person, someone who is an air sign. But in general, the Knight of Swords represents a lot of unpredictable energy. This represents somebody being really impulsive. And then you have the Page of Swords here, the Princess of Swords, which represents honest communication. So for some of you, it could be that you're finally getting exactly what you want from a partner, where you're having someone like very totally and unexpectedly coming to you with the truth of maybe how they feel about you. Maybe they weren't telling you how they felt for whatever reason. Or maybe you are finally taking matters into your own hands, because I feel like you've been waiting for someone here. You have been waiting in some way. You have been waiting, and it could be that you don't want to wait anymore. That you're just going to throw caution to the wind, which is right here, and tell someone the truth. And I feel like if you do that, your wishes are coming true, whatever that means to you. Whether it's that the person feels the same way, or yes, they do want you back, or no, they don't want to get a divorce. I feel like there is honest communication here. For some of you, it could be that you're being very honest about what you want. Because I do see that up here as well. You're being very honest with your partner. Like, this is what I want from you. This is what I want from my relationship. And you're not holding back. You're not holding back. Not with that Knight of Swords there. He doesn't really consider the consequences. He just moves forward. He's very unpredictable. Throws caution to the wind. This is about what you want. The Nine of Cups. You want your wishes to come true, and you're willing to be completely honest, or someone is being completely honest with you, and being, again, very impulsive and unpredictable. Down here, you have the Eight of Cups, the Tower, the Knight of Pentacles. So there is an energy, again, of unpredictable. There's a very unpredictable energy here with the Tower. This is a shocking turn of events. This is a shocking revelation. Now, you do have this with the Eight of Cups. So for some of you, where maybe someone was thinking of, this could even be a separate message, but it does tie in with the main energy that I pulled from the deck, the Death card. A huge transformation in your love life. For some of you where you're not happy in a relationship, the Eight of Cups is telling me that some of you may be choosing to move on. And this could come as a total shock to your partner, to people around you. There can be a very unexpected turn of events where somebody decides to move on and walk away. And I feel like, for some of you, that is for those of you that really, like, you just want to move on. Maybe you just don't want to be married anymore, be in a relationship for whatever reason. But also, what I'm also getting when I bring in this card is that for those of you where maybe you have a partner that has left and did walk away because maybe they said they weren't happy, or maybe there was someone else, what could happen is that there's a transformation in that relationship. And the Tower, again, it ties in with the Death card that I pulled for you. Things will change with the Knight of Pentacles here. This changes the story that I just told you. The Knight of Pentacles is telling you that there's going to be improvement in a relationship that was moving towards either divorce or someone ending the relationship, somebody moving out or walking away. Things are going to slowly get better. And there's going to be, a big transformation in that relationship. A shock where you thought things were over, but they're not over. Okay, so let's get some more cards so we can get more information on what's going on. What other messages are there for the sign of Pisces for January 2018? You have the Four of Swords, the Five of Cups, the Seven of Cups. I'll put it here so you can see it. So this pretty much tells the story that I was picking up on in the bottom row. Here, this is somebody leaving, somebody walking away. And you have that energy right here, the Eight of Cups. It's I'm sorry, but I must move on. And that is the same energy from the Four of Swords. This is retreating. This is somebody needing some space to figure out how they feel, to figure out if they want to be with you, to figure out who they are, needing to find themselves. This brings a lot of tears to someone. Someone has really been doing a lot of crying. Someone has been really upset with the Five of Cups. This is someone that is just really disappointed in how something turned out, a relationship, a marriage. And there's a lot of confusion with the Seven of Cups. You could be very confused about what's coming next. But with the Seven of Cups, there can be other choices. That's why I felt that for some of you, not everyone, some of you may choose to just walk away from a relationship because, you know, you feel like you can do better. There can be other choices for you. So let's see what comes up from the other deck. But I just feel here, I mean, there's a strong air sign message around you. Someone who's an air sign, maybe your partner, or this can be somebody new coming in for you. But again, I mean, there can be, it could be that what's going on here, that, you know, somebody walking away, somebody leaving, may not be what it seems, because with the Seven of Cups, you don't have clarity. You're not seeing things clearly. Maybe because you're so upset, because you're so sad that somebody walked away. You may not be seeing things for what they truly are. Okay, so let's go this way so we can get more cards from the second deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Pisces for January 2018? Look at that, the Knight of Swords, repeating card. So very, again, very unpredictable energy. Anything can happen. The Ace of Pentacles and the Star. I'll put the Star here over the other Knight. What's the most important message that Pisces needs to hear for January 2018? The Four of Cups. So for some of you, you could be feeling, again, disappointed. This is a card of feeling unfulfilled and unhappy. So I feel like there is something that's going on with you. And I feel like for most of you, this is not just something that happens in January. I feel like this is something that has carried over from December, maybe even November, if not earlier. You're feeling a little unhappy with what's going on in your relationship. But remember that the other deck, main message was the Death card, that there is a huge transformation happening in your love life. And I feel like many of you, yes, you have been unhappy with whatever is going on in your love life, but you are being very patient because there is something, you know, you are willing to do anything, is what I see with the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords. You're willing to take a chance. You're willing to be completely honest to get what you want. But these three cards here, let's just take a look. The Knight of Swords, this is a repeating card. The Knight of Swords, it just means, again, that very unpredictable energy that you also had from the Tower. The Knight of Swords tells me that, you know, you're willing to take a chance. You're willing to do anything for this new beginning from the Ace of Pentacles. This is a new beginning in your love life, in your relationship. You would do anything to get what you want. The Star. The Star represents your hopes and wishes. And ironically, it's right next to the Wish card. So very much like what you want is here 2 times in this reading. So I feel like that means that, again, this is a general reading, so it's hard to say what you most want, whether it's to meet somebody new if you're single. That is a very strong possibility for January. Or maybe if you're hoping that someone returns from the past. Again, double message of your hopes and dreams coming true, or you're hoping a relationship sticks, a marriage does not end. Your hopes and wishes are here. Again, double message. And you also have a double message with the Knight of Swords, because your card is right here. The Knight of Swords from the first deck that I used, and then the Knight of Swords again from the second deck. So this can be a very unpredictable time for you, where anything can happen. You could decide to just call somebody up and tell them how you feel, or someone could call you and tell you how they feel. This is just a lot of change around your love life. In order to have this new beginning from the Ace of Pentacles, you want things to change. You want a fresh start with someone. There is something that you've been waiting for, your hopes and wishes. That is here twice in this reading. So before I move on to the reading for 2018, I feel like the most important messages here are, of course, the Knight of Swords, because it's here 2 times from 2 different decks. That, you know, expect anything. Expect the unexpected in January. You could surprise yourself by how open you're willing to be with someone, especially in speaking the truth. You might, if you're unhappy in a relationship, you could surprise everyone by deciding to move on, because you do have the Four of Swords here, and then down here you have the Eight of Cups. So that's a strong energy of somebody moving on. But I feel like this is you if you are unhappy in a relationship. Yes, there is unhappiness. You have the Five of Cups, and then I pulled the Four of Cups. So there could be something that is, you know, really kind of getting you upset, but I feel like whatever this is, it's, you know, it's time to move away from that. There's going to be a huge transformation in a relationship where you are unhappy. Maybe because your partner seems to be moving away from you, or you feel that things are ending. But again, like I said with the Seven of Cups, I feel like you may not be seeing things clearly because you're so upset, or you don't feel like there's any other way. The Tower is telling you, be prepared, because there could be a shock to the system here. You know, there can be a, you know, a twist of fate, a very unexpected situation in your love life that changes everything. But I feel like you're being very patient around someone that you love very much. But remember, I also picked up on a lot of jealousy here. You could be jealous that someone is spending a lot of time with your partner. You could be jealous, suspicious even of that something's going on with a partner. Maybe that's why, you know, there is a lot of unhappiness coming from the Five of Cups and the Four of Cups. You could be confused about what's going on with your partner and someone else. But still, I see, you know, very unpredictable energy, and I see your hopes and wishes coming true. If you thought there was something going on between you and your partner, you could be finding out in January that there was nothing going on. That somebody, again, someone finally tells you the truth. Okay, so let's move on to the reading for 2018. I'm going to do this reading a little bit different because this is not a reading, you know, for just 1 month. So I can't do it the way I do the monthlies. But the way I'm going to do it is just going to give you some insight on what energies are strong, what energies are around you for the entire year. Okay, so here's a deck. And I forgot if I mentioned this at the beginning of the video. If you want to know what decks I'm using, because people always ask me, they are on my website, channeledguidance.com. Just click on the updates page. Okay, this is a love reading for the sign of Pisces for the year of 2018. Five of Cups. Interesting that this would come up because you just had this in January. Three of Cups. Two of Cups. The Empress. The Seven of Wands. Nine of Cups, you also had in January. Knight of Wands. Nine of Swords. The Eight of Cups, which you also had in January. What's the most important message that Pisces needs to hear for the year of 2018? Wow, look at that, the Star. Because you had this card in January, and you also had the Nine of Cups. Both of those cards represent your hopes and wishes. Your wishes are coming true in 2018. And I definitely see some really strong messages of love in this reading. So let's just go through them. Let me start up here. You've got the Five of Cups. So, you know, I feel like what you're trying to do in 2018 is that you're finally, like, I feel like you're coming into the year still a little bit upset, and I did see that in, you know, in January, but I feel like you're willing to work on things. I feel like you've been very patient with someone because you love them, because you want to be with somebody. Clearly that soulmate relationship is still here. So if you're wondering, you know, if the person that you love is still going to be around in 2018, here they are. But I feel like, you know, you're kind of disappointed in the way things have been playing out. Like, things have not been playing out the way that you thought. You're just, some of you could be really emotional. I see a lot of water here at the beginning of the reading. Even down here, you've got Four Cups cards. And as it is, Pisces is a water sign. So you tend to be very emotional. So I feel like you could be very upset about something that happened. But it's like you go from upset to being delighted with the Three of Cups. This is being, like, overjoyed. This is you celebrating something. So I feel like what you're celebrating in 2018 is that you're finally getting your love life back on track. You're finally getting what you most want, whatever that means to you. This could even be marriage. The Three of Cups represents marriage and children. So it could be that you're finally getting that proposal you've been wanting from someone, or you're finally finding someone that brings you joy and happiness, someone that you see as your life partner. But I feel there's a strong message here of you being disappointed and unhappy, and then celebration. It's like you go from sadness to from sadness to joy. You're suddenly low energy, high energy. And again, a soulmate is being emphasized here. And I feel like for some of you, this can be, this feels like someone that you are already connected to. like somebody that you have really been, again, very patient with, very patient, waiting for an opportunity to be with them, to show them how you feel. And I feel like you're finally getting that chance. It just feels like a connection, like you're finally able to have what you want with that person in the year of 2018. Now down here you have the Empress, the Seven of Wands, the Nine of Cups. So this really stands out because, like I said, this is a repeating card from January, but it's also a repeating card because you have the Star. Your hopes and wishes are here again 2 times. So 2018 is a time for you to get what you want, and there's a strong message here. 3 of Cups, 2 of Cups, the Empress. What you want is love. What you want is commitment. What you want is maybe even a specific person. And I see you getting exactly what you want with the Empress. This is a very kind of indulgent energy where you're radiating happiness because you have everything that you wanted and then some. Not just what you wanted, you know, that's the Nine of Cups. You have everything that you wanted and then some. So this could be that, yes, your love life is finally exactly the way that you wanted it, but you're also doing very well financially. Your health is good. You're just like beaming. You're just like radiating happiness. But I mean, you have the Seven of Wands telling me that, yes, your hopes and wishes, like you being like extremely happy, finally getting what you want is here. You may have to fight for it with the Seven of Wands. I feel like you have to put your foot down. You have to make it clear what you want in 2018. You have to, for those who are already coupled, you may have to really tell your partner exactly what you want. That was a strong message for you for January. This just means that you can't be afraid. You can't hold back. You have to be self-confident in approaching your partner, or if you're single and approaching love, you have to be self-confident knowing that this is the year. This is the year where you can finally find the relationship that you want. But you have to really, like, you have to be strong and you have to be really self-confident in finding that partner. Now down here, you've got the Knight of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Eight of Cups. So this is like a similar message that you had in January, which is interesting. There's an energy here of somebody choosing to walk away, to move on. But I feel like this is something that you're worrying about. I mean, you have the Nine of Swords. I feel like there could be some anxiety in 2018 about somebody leaving or walking away. I can't tell if this is you or your partner. Hard to say in a general reading, but what I see here, somebody moving on, and a lot of anxiety about it. So either you're anxious, you're just, you know, very nervous about walking away from someone. If you want to move away from your partner, if that is what you want, I just see you doing it with the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is determined. You can't stop the Knight of Wands because they want what they want and no one is going to stop them. But I feel like for some of you, you're afraid. You could be afraid that somebody is, you know, moving away from you. But I feel like with the Knight of Swords, you can't, this is a card of worry without merit. So what you're worrying about is not even going to happen. So if you're worried that your partner is moving on, I see you here with the Knight of Wands doing whatever it takes to not let that happen. And I saw that in January. It's just it's repeating itself. It also ties in with the Seven of Wands. So I feel, and this can also just be that you feel that love is, you know, like escaping you. You might feel that, you know, I haven't found anyone yet, and like I'm losing my chance to find my life partner, and there could be a lot of stress about this. But the Knight of Wands is telling you that this is going to be up to you, how bad you want it. Again, it ties in with the Seven of Wands. How bad do you want to find your life partner? Because I definitely see that person in this reading. Not just a fling or a date. This is, you know, a soulmate connection. You have a strong emotional bond. And for Pisces, because I know Pisces well, you have to have that something, you know, that extra something with someone for you to click with them. You have to have that kind of, you know, that soulmate connection, an emotional bond. It just can't be having something in common or a fling. Not for most Pisces, like that's not enough for you. You need to have that special connection, chemistry, something different. And I feel like you're finding that with someone where, you know, you feel like you have everything now. I mean, you have the Star card and the Nine of Cups. Your hopes and wishes are there for you in 2018. But again, if you're gonna have this, you're going to have to really fight hard for it. And I feel like for some of you, you're not fighting someone else. That's not what I'm getting. I feel like what you're fighting could be your insecurities. You could be fighting your fears. You could be fighting your thoughts. Because down here, you do have the 9 of Swords, which tells me that, again, in 2018, there could be a lot of stress about your love life. A lot of stress where you're just driving yourself crazy. Possibly, again, because you have this card 2 times in January and now. A lot of stress possibly for some of you about someone walking away from you. Somebody moving on. Leaving you behind. I feel like if, you know, that is what you're fearing, because maybe you're already going through that, you definitely have the power to stop it with the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands would never let something that he wants walk away from him. It's not about keeping somebody with you, forcing them to be with you. That's not what I'm saying. It's about kind of making clear what you want. And that is what you have with the 7 of Wands. You're making what you want known. This is being just really self-confident. That, you know, you're not going to let something that you really want escape you. You're going to be really upfront about what you want, really self-confident, and just kind of lay it all out. This is what I want. But I feel like 2018 could be a really special time for you where, like, what you have been, like, waiting for, it finally begins to manifest for you. And I feel like you've been through a lot. I mean, you start off with the 5 of Cups. I feel like you've been through a lot, and you've been really patient. That just keeps coming up over and over. I feel like you've been really patient either with someone, or you've been really patient in meeting somebody and finding love and finding that special connection. You've been patient, and you're finally going to be rewarded for that this year. But just kind of keep in mind, if you take anything from this reading, keep in mind that yes, I see your hopes and wishes coming true this year. Well, next year. I see your hopes and wishes coming true, but I feel like it doesn't just like magically happen. I feel like you have to do something to help it along. If only stay positive if you're single. Know that that person is very close to you. Or if you're already with that person, you can't let your insecurities drive you crazy. Because I mean, I see you getting exactly what you want. I see a lot of happiness around you in this reading. I see a strong soulmate connection. I see tears turning to celebration. So again, I feel like for some of you, you may be thinking that a relationship is just like it's over and that you lost, but I feel like, you know, your tears will turn to joy. Okay, Pisces, this has been your love reading for January 2018 and for the year 2018. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again next month.